Da wir gerade beim Thema Uhren sind und wir gerade bei Tipps auch so ein bisschen, ne, hier 5 Tipps, wenn man seine erste Luxusuhr kaufen möchte, von Watch Eric aus Miami. Ah, wie schön, ne? Schön mit dem Wasser.
This is Watch Eric. On this video, I'm going to be going over 5 tips you should know before buying your first luxury watch. Can we just get into it right now? Just step 1. Just get straight into it. So buying your first luxury watch could be a very scary thing, especially if you don't have somebody that can guide you through the process to make the right decisions.
Schönes Skydueller in Weißgold am Lederband, ne?
But here are 5 easy steps that I always recommend when someone's buying their first watch. Step 1 is establish your budget. This is very important because without knowing how much money you have to spend, then you really don't know what to choose. You want to make sure that you get a watch that's nice, but buying a watch should be something that's a pleasurable experience and something that you enjoy. And setting the right budget will give you many more options. Sometimes I like to set somewhat of a goal. So you need to know whether you want to buy something that's under $5,000 or under $10,000 or under $20,000. Because within those brackets, there's various choices to choose from. And it's endless decisions. So you want to know your budget. That is the first thing. Guys come to me sometimes and say, I want to buy a watch. And I say, well, how much do you want to spend? They're like, I don't know. You see, that's not good because it's like, are you trying to get a Submariner or you're trying to get a Richard Mille? So know your budget and establish it. Remember, guys,
Also, erstmal guter Punkt, ne? Ein Budget festzulegen ist immer wichtig, wenn man eine Uhr kaufen möchte, ne? Weil man muss ja wissen, so, wo soll die Reise hingehen und so weiter. Er hat schon einen validen Punkt, wenn man einfach so irgendwo hingeht und sagt, ich möchte eine Uhr kaufen, dann ja, wird es eher schwieriger. Ne?
You might in your mind think that you want to spend $7,000, but then you run into something that's $8,500, and believe me, you'll find a way to come up with the other $1,500. So you have to set a budget that's realistic within the means of what you can afford. It's like buying a car. You can't sit there and say you want to buy a Aventador when obviously you can't afford it. Set a realistic budget, work hard for it, and stick to that number. Number 2 is know the purpose of that watch or how you intend to use that watch. Is this going to be a watch that you're only going to wear to go out? Maybe.
Das finde ich auch immer wichtig. Man sollte darüber nachdenken, was man mit der Uhr erreichen möchte. Ne? Was das für eine Uhr sein soll. Ist sie nur für die Wertsteigerung? Ist man ein sportlicher Typ? Soll man die immer tragen können? Soll sie eleganter sein? So, ne? Da sollte man sich auch auf jeden Fall vorher Gedanken machen. Das ist eine gute Sache.
For dinners or on the weekend? Or are you going to wear it every single day, perhaps for work? The reason is, if you work in an office setting, and you're going to be using it around the office, then maybe perhaps you're going to want something that's a bit more dressy. If you were going for a Rolex, then perhaps you will want something more in the Datejust line or that type of look. But if you're maybe perhaps a construction manager that you're going to be on a job site, I recommend the sports model. If you're also going to use that watch on the weekends out on the boat, then I recommend a sports model. So you need to know what you're going to do with this watch and how you intend on using it. I got guys that are going to buy one watch, it's going to be their only watch, and they're going to use it for everything. So then I ask them questions like, are you a boating guy? Do you go fishing? Are you outdoorsy? Or you just don't do none of that stuff? I wouldn't recommend nobody ever, again in Rolex, to use a Datejust if they're going to use it for everything. It could probably take the wear and tear, but I would say that a sports model is better for that.
Das ist auch verloren gegangen. Ne? Die Leute tragen immer nur noch Uhren für jeden Anlass. Ne? Normalerweise abends schöne Uhr am Lederband, das gibt's heute gar nicht mehr. Ne?
How am I going to get the most use out of it? If it's going to be your first and only watch, then you're going to want to choose something that's going to get the most wrist time possible. Here are famous last words. I'm only going to use it to go out. That never happens. You end up wearing it all the time. Yeah. So keep in mind you want something that's going to fit your lifestyle and the way that you dress daily. I ask people that all the time. How do you dress to work every day? Do you wear a suit? Do you wear jeans? Or there's guys that work in shorts. So it's important to pick a model that suits your lifestyle.
Ach, Miami ist so schön. So schön. Natürlich die Luftfeuchtigkeit ist immens, aber super schön, ne?
Number 3 is choose a model that retains value for future upgrades. What do I mean by this? You know, this is very important and it goes hand in hand with step 1.
Yeah.
You want to choose something that in the future, at first you say it's my favorite watch and I'm never going to sell it. Been there, done that. Then later on you evolve and you get over it and you want to get a better watch and you want to trade that one in. So what happens?
Zum Beispiel da muss ich sagen, ich habe, glaube ich, ein paar Uhren in Kommission, wo ich ein Problem hätte, die zurückzukaufen. Aber sonst, egal welche Uhr ich online anbiete, außer jetzt diese paar, ich würde jede Uhr zurückkaufen. Sogar über die Hublot, die wir heute gesprochen haben. Ich sag's so, wie es ist, ich habe zurzeit nur Uhren im Programm. Ich habe, glaube ich, 2 Offshore-Modelle, die ich jetzt nicht so gerne wieder zurückkaufen würde. Aber sonst alle Modelle, also die zum Beispiel, ne, die Custos, die würde ich jetzt nicht so gern zurückkaufen. Und dann gibt es noch, ich glaube, Frank Mille oder so habe ich noch in Kommission. Die würde ich nicht so gern zurückkaufen, aber sonst würde ich jede Uhr gern zurückkaufen. Also von daher, er hat einen guten Punkt.
Let's say you had a budget of $3,500 and you're looking at limited options. But if you spent a little bit more, remember those $1,500 I was talking about, and you spend 5,
ja, mit
perhaps
10
you
bis
can get something
15%,
that's a
genau.
little bit more
So wie ich es eben
solid
gesagt habe.
and more of a brand that retains value. One thing that I want to mention about this step is, unless you just want to buy it because you like it and you don't care, then that's a whole different thing. You know, I've been in love with watches before and don't really care. I say, you know what, I just want it. So keep that in mind. If you just like the watch, go right ahead. But make sure you follow the step first and make sure you're not just making an impulse buy.
Impulskäufe sind die besten Käufe, Leute.
I know that Rolex becomes a redundant brand in the luxury watch space, but the thing about it is you get a lot of value and they're very durable. So for somebody getting their first watch, maybe they just go for a Rolex, get that out of the way, get a good watch with good heritage that retains value, then from there can move on to their watch collecting journey. Maybe that's why Rolex perhaps is the best brand to have as your first luxury watch. Because it always gives you a lot of space to move up from. Because it retains value, you always have something there to make the next play. And believe me, that next play is gonna come.
Ja, kann man nicht anders sagen. Ich habe gerade Besuch bekommen, darum müssen wir auch an dieser Stelle mal kurz aufhören. Und Leute, ich bedanke mich für den Stream. Ich hatte sehr, sehr viel Spaß heute, auch wenn es nicht so lange war. Doch, immerhin 2 Stunden.